Hello,
Hello,
sir.
hello, hello, everyone. Dr. James Dentley, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, but friend, I thought I was on my Zoom.
No, 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 no. It's
Oh,
fine. This
I
is
was sitting,
fine.
I was sitting there looking for you. Can you give me sharing privileges then? Because I have a
Absolutely,
presentation.
absolutely,
Thank you.
absolutely.
My apologies.
As a matter of fact, it's already on sharing privileges. You can
All
use
right.
it now.
All
So,
right.
yep. Glad to see you here. Glad to see everyone here. Thank you, everyone, for taking on your busy schedules on Saturday. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces. I'm excited about this call here. How you doing, Dave? Glad to have you on this call. Hey, Dr. Denley, we've got a couple of people here out of, this new nutritionist, or what do you call it, natural, uh, what's your title? What would they be, like, natural doctors? What kind of doctor would that be? Medical professional, herbalist,
Holistic doctor.
holistic doctors. Thank you. Thank you. So we've got a couple of holistic people in the room, a couple of uh, uh, it's coaches and trainers and things of that nature that I wanted to bring to so you can meet. Okay, so
Sure.
this is Dr. James Dentley. I guess you guys remember him from our call not too long ago. What was that, about 3 weeks ago? I believe he was Dr. Dentley was on our line.
Seems
And
like a
all,
lifetime.
when was it? It was a lifetime.
Seems like a lifetime.
A lot of you all was requesting that he comes back, so we got him back today, and he's taking time out to come and share with us today. So I'm definitely excited about what he's going to bring to the table. Listen, Dr. Dentley is um, one of our favorite people to have on our network, and it's for obvious reasons. This Dr. Dentley has had over 40 years of experience in the industry and helped a lot of people out. He's trained over 835,000 participants, guys. He's got awards and recognitions from all over. I mean, this guy's heavily accredited. Things like the Presidential Life Achievement Award he's earned, the first Legacy Award from TLC and Total Life Changes. I mean, he's got the Baron of St. James and Cappadocia. I mean, he's got a lot of different awards and support from people from all over the country. He's been known to provide actionable takeaways, and he's skilled in opening minds and stretching imaginations and just encouraging people to grow. This is one of the reasons why I like Dr. Dentley, because he delivers what he says. And he's been able to change a lot of lives. He's had a lot of global impact. He's delivered over 25,000 hours, guys, 25,000 hours of training to people just like you and I across the nation. So this is a guy we definitely want to hear from, and he's been able to make a fortune in the health and wellness industry. And this is one of the things that has been a passion, I'm sorry, for of mine since I met Dr. Dentley, is because he's been able to suggest certain things to get me in a healthier situation, which you guys can see some of the products that I have right behind me. I was on TLC and Total Life Changes for about 5 years, started about 5 years ago. And Dr. Dentley was one of the people that encouraged me to get on the product and to lose the weight. And I tell you, I was 460 pounds, and I got on this tea, on the I also tea right here, guys. I got on this tea, and my wife and I both, as a matter of fact, and I was able to lose over 160 pounds being on this tea. So I wanted to bring Dr. Dentley today and to share with us his history and how he's been able to make a fortune in this business. And because a lot of you all are, you guys are seeking opportunities. So this is a great opportunity. But I do have one complaint before Dr. Dentley come. I have a complaint that I wanted to make public. Dr. Dentley, I thought that you would share with me, out of all people, the truth about things, right? So you never told me, number one, that this watermelon iced tea was as delicious as I could have ever imagined. I forgot that this was actually tea. This thing is so good, and you never told me it was going to work so fast. So I'm blaming you because I was on my way to a meeting, and I forgot that I had drank this watermelon tea. So I do have a complaint, and I want to put that
Oh
up on
God,
Dr.
no.
Dentley. So welcome to the call, Dr. Dentley. The floor is yours, sir.
All right. Well, let me first of all say hello again. I do recognize some of these pictures and these faces. So hello again. And I'm always honored and humble when I get a chance to speak. And you were reading that from an old website of mine, man, that I don't even use that anymore.
What's
I've been in front of, I've been in front of over 1 million people in about 25 countries now. And it's a
wow.
blessing because I remember a time I couldn't do that. I just finished no, I have a speaker program. I have 4 of them, and I've got speakers that make, some make $100,000 an hour, and because I teach them how to create programs, products, and all that stuff, and how to scale, and how to really build a business. So I just got done with 2 hours of training, and I was hanging on the line waiting for you guys, and you guys on a whole nother line. So my apologies for starting late. But if you don't mind, I do want to spend some time. I want to tie a bow around some things. Mo, we discussed me coming here to talk about total life changes. I want to talk about that, but talk about it and tie it together with the other things that I've been able to do and what our intention is and our goal. As a knight of the oldest royal order on the planet, pretty much, the Constantine the Great and Saint Helen, and being a baron of the royal order, which is there's only 3 of us in the United States, and I was the first one, and I'm the only African American one they've ever had, even though they started in 312 A.D. So I'm not gonna say trailblazer. Maybe I'm like Star Trek, the first person to get shot, but so far so good. Um, I want to talk from a few perspectives. I'm thankful we have some holistic professionals here. There's a friend of mine named Anton Chevalier. He's also been knighted. And when I received the first Legacy Award from the City Gala City Summit, we actually gave him an award. I'm not sure what that award was, but because he's been voted the #1 holistic doctor in the world. But that took place in France, so it depends on whose world you're talking about. But he's been a White House doctor for 22 years, 23 now, 5 administrations, and he stays there because he's really, really good. We have many, many conversations. So I'm going to talk about total life changes, but I want to talk about it from 2 perspectives. Number one, I want to talk about it from a business, um, because there's a lot of things out there that help you become healthy. I work with a lot of food scientists. Some we have, and some we don't. Some you get from other places, but we do have thousands of testimonials. And for me, being in this industry 30 years, I understand it. I've been a top money earner in a company called ACN. We helped that company grow from $9 million to 800 million from one country to the first 12 before I left after 10 years, and myself and 3 other gentlemen who were at the top of that company opened up our own telecom utility, home-based business company called One Voice. And we marketed everything in telecommunications and gas electricity. And that was back in '05. And after 3 years of building that, I sold my interest to come back and take care of my stepdad who had cancer and my mom who had to have some surgeries. And then I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis. And having sarcoid, I thought my lungs were so scarred the doctors told me when I went and got a second opinion that if it was cancer, I'd have been dead. My lungs were really bad. And I never smoked a day. I thought your lungs are bad because you're a smoker. Never smoked. But there I was. And they put me on a drug called prednisone. And that's a steroid, of course. And I went from 204 pounds as a martial artist and a person who loved to dance to 374 pounds to a mess, and everything hurt. I just blew up. And every time I took myself off of that steroid, I got sick. Now, the funny thing was, I had no symptoms when they put me on it. I went to get a routine physical, and when I got a second opinion, they told me about the condition of it. And but it was nothing I noticed, nothing that was causing me distress when I walked in the door. So through the natural products, things that go out of the earth, some we have, some I got other places. I've been on prednisone now for 9 years. I dropped 125 pounds. I was feeling really, really good. And then I went back to the doctor to get a routine physical about a year and a half later. And I had cancer. I had prostate cancer. My PSA was 62. So if you're in the medical field, it's high at 6. And when they did the biopsies, they were Gleason's 10 and 11, and one was an 8. So they wanted me to go and have chemo, but I'm not a believer in that unless it's the end of life or I just need to get rid of the pain. Me personally, I don't believe in killing another part to save a part unless it's, for quality of life. and they wanted me to have surgery, and I didn't want to have that uh, at that point, but I would if it's going to save my life. So I said, well, look, why don't we? They just said, well, you can try radiation, but it may not work because it's so aggressive. We are afraid it's in the lymph node. So I said, well, let's give it a shot. So I said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do some natural products, and I'll take half of the radiation treatments. And the moment I get the halfway mark, test me. And if I'm fine, let's stop. And that's what we did. And I'm a very positive person always. And I was inspiring the doctors and nurses. We had a good time, man. To the point when I went to the hospital, they validated my car and kept it in the front because I always made everybody laugh and feel good. My wife, when I come home, I never stop. I just operate because if you tell me there's a shot that I may die, well, the one thing I understand clearly is that everybody's going to die. So, okay, so can I live today? And I take every day of my life like that. I don't play around with it, guys, because I got work I want to do, and people I've been blessed enough to be able to help, and I want to the missions I complete. So to make a long story short, I did that. I've been cancer free now for 7 years. My PSA is a -7, and I'm fully functional, and I'm thankful. And I have a testimonial of that. So I want to talk about this from that standpoint, my testimonial and the thousands of others we've had around the world in the 10 years and 7 months I've been here. I also want to talk about it from a business standpoint. I've been in the industry of home-based businesses for 30 years, kicking and screaming. It's not what I wanted to do. I was a professional doing other things. It wasn't something I didn't want to be in sales. That was my perception. I understand now as a speaker, we all sell even if we sell a point of view. I sold my beautiful wife into marrying me, so I got good at sales. Okay. So, I'm
Oh,
66, she's 43, she's a double scientist. I'm a D average student from high school. So anyway, um, I'll talk about from a business standpoint because in this industry, I've probably earned about 25 million, but I've been able to invest and have built a tech business, some real estate business, I have speaking, training, coaching company, and I've been able to earn 7, 8, 9, close to 10 figures since I've been playing with this stuff. And but I'm also my passion is in my nonprofits. We have already always amazing. We serve 7 nonprofits every year. I pick 7. Next year, I picked 9 for the next year, and we raise money and awareness from year round. And I'm the founder of JD3 TV, a TV streaming network and podcasting. So I find people do things interesting and teach them how to take it around the world. And unlike YouTube, which is a great platform, they get their data and we teach them how to grow and scale because the valuation of a business is going to be in the data. If you don't have the data, they make $30 billion a year, and it's cute for you to get a few $1,000s. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that we play in a different spot, and I built it where people can have equity. So, make a long story short, all these things, the NBA league that we started with Byron Scott and Nick Anderson, who was the coach of the Chicago Wildcats for us, that we started, it all happened because of this company, TLC. So I want to talk about it from that perspective as a vehicle to get you what you want. I'll be very upfront about the products and stuff we have, but more importantly, how you move those products. I have a friend of mine, Bill Walsh. He's been one of the top business coaches in the world now. We've been friends for 30 years. We had a radio show back in the 90s called Success Express. And today he flies around 3 times a week on a private jet, 2 of them that he has access to. And he's been helping entrepreneurs from here, past to Europe, Dubai, and the Asian Pacific, doing some incredible things. And when he joined our team, he always do what I'm doing, he's going to do it. But I wanted him to take it seriously, so I didn't tell him about it. I built it up, and then I was on the internet holding a check that they give me for $1 million. That check signified I had made $1 million in a year and a half I had been there, maybe 2 years, the first 2 years. So he called me up. He said, "What is this?" I said, well, I'm still doing what I do because he's been in other companies. We've been in other companies together. And he said, "Well, what's the product?" And I said, "Well, it's a all natural, organic cleansing tea. At the time we call it a detox. We call it cleansing now." And he says, "Well, I want to know more about it." I said, "Where are you?" He's in a sushi restaurant. He's on his way to a sushi restaurant about an hour away from my home. So I'll be there. So I drive up and I have a big old gallon of tea and I walk in the sushi restaurant, sit down with him. They get a glass. He's there with another young lady. And I know he likes unsweetened tea from Starbucks, but that has an aftertaste. Ours didn't. So I give him the tea and then he drinks. He says, "This is good." I said, "Yeah, it's clean. It doesn't taste like anything really." And he says, what is it, what does it cost to get started? I say, for you, it's gonna cost this, this, this. And he said, what's the comp plan? And I told him the compensation plan in 3 minutes. He said, okay, I'll take 5 positions, one for me, one for my two, Evan, one for Austin, his other son, one for his daughter, and one for his ex-wife. And he came to 2 meetings. He's made $500,000 with us. And he hadn't done anything in a few years. Now he wants to do it again because the check slowed down because he didn't do anything. But he knew how to position himself because he understood it from a business perspective. So I want to talk about it from a business perspective, but also talk about it from a perspective, what we do has made a difference in the lives of a lot of people. Okay. For some of you all who are professionals, maybe you got another way, but that's fine. But in this business, in this one company, I've been here 10 years and 8 months, maybe. I've earned $10.9 million, but I took 3 years off. And I've never worked more than 20 hours a week ever doing it. But then obviously me to own other stuff and do other stuff. And when I talked to Mo, he said, well, James, I like you to, do you mind if I tell him the real
Yeah.
story? He said, I mean, I want you to mentor me and coach me. I said, well, Mo, I charge $15,000 to $30,000 an hour to coach. But if you're in the business, I do it for free because I have to. It's all based upon helping other people succeed. And that's why today we have over 90 people became millionaires in traditional business and that. Now, full disclaimer, two things. Number one, I don't take credit for their success. They did it. They did the work. Number two, I only taught things that I was taught that work. I spend time around not only good mentorship who know how to make money, who built multi-billion-dollar brands, but I spend time with people who are good people who want to make a difference in the world, who go out there, and philanthropy is our jam. And that's why I was knighted. And that's why I get a lot of awards I get. So, with that being said, I want to share this with you. And Mo, he didn't tell me who was going to be online. He was going to invite some folks. But he understood from the beginning, from the time we began talking about this business he has now, is about helping people collaborate how to get together and make money. And we make money. We do, and it's clean and it's real good. And again, it's part time, so it's really really cool. But I think what I found is that the biggest wealth came in the relationships. You know, I write a book, I sell 10,000 copies overnight. If I have a program, I'm going to fill it up. Whatever I do, I had a car dealership once, and 70% of my car dealership customers were people with the team. You know, because we understood how to build, but it's all based on helping people create the success if they're willing to show up. So that's it. So that being said, I'm going to walk you through this presentation. I'm at the end of it. I'm here to support Mo and anyone who wants to be on this foundational board. Everyone won't want to be, and that's fine. That's okay. I honor all those things. Everything's not for everybody. At the same time, I have many of my friends. None of them followed me, but they don't get a chance to ride in my cars. No, they're friends, but we can't. We don't hang in the same places because they can't. Okay, but they get to make that choice, and I honor that. Everybody's choice is their own. Okay, so I want to talk about total life changes. Now, the company's been around for like 21 years. When I got a hold of this company, they had been around for 10. And a gentleman called me up, and his name was Kenny Lloyd. Kenny Lloyd's dad, Earl Lloyd, was the first African American coach in the NBA. He's with the Detroit Pistons. I had to say that because I got the basketball in front of me, signed by his dad, one of my little collectibles. And Kenny was the master distributor. He and his three partners were going to be the master distributor. He and his wife and two other people and their spouses. And that means they went to the company and said, we like what you're doing. We can open up the United States for you. Because prior to that, 90% of the activity was in Mexico, Spain, and in South America. Nothing caught on because you can only build where you have the leadership. So they wanted to do it. And this again was late 2013, around November, when they called me. And they were going to launch it in early December. And I told them, no, I wasn't interested. I have my own company, got my own focus. I'm doing well. But I had the problem. That's when I had sarcoidosis, and I'm big as crap. So he said, well, James, would you try the product? And if you like it, can you refer it to people, since he knew I had a base? So I said, man, for you, I'd be more than happy. I had a lot of respect for this man. I know his first company out, he made $1 million, and I know what it takes to do it. And he did it in his first year and a half. So I know what that took. So I knew that he could not be successful without helping people be successful, which is true. And so he sends me this product. He sends me this tea, and I drank the tea. And the first thing I look for was how did it taste? And it's made from 9 herbs, 9 plants. It has no taste. It tastes like it's more refreshing than water, but doesn't have a taste nor aftertaste. And when you look at the papaya, the senna, the marvelise, blessed thistle, the persimmon leaves, myrrh, chamomile, ginger, marshmallow leaf, each one of these ingredients do something different. Years ago, decades ago, they used to call it Dr. Miller's holy tea and ended up buying his formula. And this tea today has done some incredible things. Again, I've done just under $11 million in income, but it's another 25 of us. Stormy's made 51 million. I didn't even know that was possible. And I've been doing this industry for 30 years. And Anna Quintero is over in Dominican Republic and in a community where the average income is a lot lower than the United States, and she's done 22 million with that. And then we have people that have made millions of dollars and gone on to build other businesses because it's a vehicle, and none of us ever work 40 hours a week doing it. And a lot of people feel like that's too good to be true, but I remind people that there are billionaires in this country, and everybody has 24 hours in a day. So making $1 billion or $100 billion required your work and your time. Nobody could ever get there. It's the mental syntax of how you set up what you do, because all of us are good at some things, but that doesn't mean we're good at everything. Okay. So when you drink this tea cleans out not just your colon, but it cleans your blood, it cleans all of your organs, removes parasites from the body. And some of the parasites are good, some of them are not so good. Robert Kennedy, for an example, of course, if you're familiar with his story, they found a worm had eaten part of his brain. Well, I know many people I know a young lady in our company had released a 6-foot parasite out of her body, did not know she had that type of company she was traveling with, but you want them out of there. And if you think about it, if you go to your trash can and you throw some food in there and they don't pick it up in a day or so, you're going to get a lot of crawly things in a trash can. Well, our bodies are 90-something degrees hot, warm, and it's damp, and it's moist, and there's food there. And if they run out of food, they start eating you. And that's just where it is. So the result of this is that it can reduce inflammation, because once you clean the blood out and you clean your organs, you get better oxygen, better blood flow. Okay. We find people sleep a lot better. They become less bloated. The average person, if they need to lose weight, usually drops about 5 pounds in 5 days. And it's not just water weight, it's sludge. It's not designed to make you run back and forth to the restroom. This is not the tea that Mo was referring to. But when you go, it's going to break some stuff off and you're going to know it. 2 out of 5 women are not regular. 3 out of 8 men are not regular. It solves that issue. But if a person says, well, I don't need to lose weight, it's not designed for that. It's designed to cleanse your body. And one of the reasons that's important, and I'm sure everyone can agree, is that the biggest culprit we have today comes in the foods we eat, the water that we bathe in, and the air that we breathe. Now, the air is the air. Okay. We're not going to do a lot about that. Change the filter. Okay. But the water, our skin is our largest organ. So if something's on the skin, it gets into the blood, shampoos, all that stuff. And now most people don't drink a lot of tap water. If you do, you cook it and boil it. You drink it with tea or rice or something like that. You boil your rice in, but you're boiling a lot of stuff off that can be boiled off. But when you bathe in it or shower in it, it goes right into the blood. And that's why those insulin patches work, or those nicotine patches work, or pain patches work. It gets the skin's your largest organ. But then all of our animals are shot up with steroids. Why? Because we buy meat by the pound. And if they can make it bigger faster, they make more money. That's why it's illegal to walk into any meat packing company with a camera. Oprah Winfrey tried to say something about some hamburgers years ago, and she found herself in court all summer long. And she has not said a bad thing about a side of beef since. Okay. The fish, they feed everybody corn fructose syrup. They have so many chemicals that make us eat stuff. They got meat glue, so our steaks look nice and pretty, and all this stuff. And when we ingest that stuff, it becomes a part of us. So our immune system and antibiotics are fighting overtime to keep our body functional, and they have to adapt to all the things we put in it. So, and that's just a small piece of it. All of our fruits and vegetables are sprayed with pesticides. And just like your skin, if moisture gets on a plant or a fruit and it can't get inside, the inside of the fruit would be dead. So it has to go on the inside. So you can't wash off the pesticides because they're going in there. But our body has to fight that. And the result of that is that we have more diseases today than ever before. When I was a kid, I mean, we never had these many people. We didn't have kids Jesus, when I was a kid, man, no kids didn't have diabetes at 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. It's ridiculous. In the 70s, obesity was 1%. Now it's 40% of this country. And it all traces back to what we eat and the lifestyle that we have. So this tea is found very, very helpful. It has a money back guarantee on it. We've been ranked the number one cleansing tea in the world many, many years ago because of the different dynamics of how this works. So this is the flagship product. When I started, this was the main product that we started with. And all I did is I let people try it. I drank the tea. After 5 days, I dropped 8 pounds. I got excited. They explained it wasn't a weight loss tea, but the cleansing helped me. And I stayed with the tea, and I've been on it from that day to this day. You know why? Because I eat every day, so I clean my body every day. And again, it doesn't flush you in the back. You're not aggressive. You're not running to the restroom. It's that when you go, you're breaking up stuff and you're getting some stuff out of there. Now, so that's the flagship product. Later on, we came out with some flavored teas. Now, anytime you have flavored in tea, you can't say it's natural. Okay. And we don't do any medical claims. So we'll never do that. But the flavored tea, because the flavoring can't be 100% natural, but what most say, when people try it, they drink it and it does really work for them. We have the watermelon tea, we have the tropical punch, the lemonade, we have the tamarindo, which is a Caribbean flavor, and we have the traditional tea, which also has soluble fiber in it that makes you feel like you're full. We just put that in a bottle of water, shake it, and drink it. Before we made gallons of tea, that means I took a full gallon in a restaurant to see my friend Bill. Now I can just get a bottle of water or get a glass of water and stir it, but I like bottled water and shake it. And when I let somebody try the product, I let them try it right in front of me because I know if they drink it, whether it be the punch, the lemonade, the Tringo, or the watermelon, they're going to drink it down because it tastes good. If you think about being a kid and you got some Kool-Aid on a hot day, there you are. Or you got some fruit punch or lemonade. That's what you have right there. So it helps with intestinal sludge. It helps with acid reflux. And again, some people can lose 5 pounds in 5 days. But when you regulate your body, it helps with your blood pressure, with your sugar levels. A lot of people I've seen whose body is reset. And for those people in holistic healing, they know that you can, like, for example, when I was going through cancer, I'll tell you, I have a product called the chaga. It's the most powerful mushroom there is, medicinal mushroom, the Ganoderma, which we don't have it individually now. We have it inside of our coffee. But then I use things like soursop, which is a fruit that they don't grow in America or sell in America, but you can get it. It's very helpful for that type of cancer. B17. These things are not accessible in the United States, but you can get them. Okay. That helps with those types of things. So a lot of fruits, there's about 3,000 fruits that are not even allowed in our country, but other countries have, that they contribute to some of the holistic healing for whatever reason, politics or just the FDA or whatever that case may be. They're not here and they're not going to be here. But this is a great, great product. The thing I love about it is that when I let somebody sample their first bag, that bag used to cost me $10 a bag. Now it's like $11 or something like that a bag. This one may cost me about $2 a sample, a little less. Okay. But they made millions and millions of dollars sampling the other one because some people didn't even try the product. Here, when I give it to them, if the bottle's in front of it, they drink it. I know they're going to do it because I want them to go home and have a result. That's the key. That's the magic. Okay. We started with the NutraBurst. The NutraBurst is a plant-based liquid vitamin. It's plant-based, so it's not have that pharmaceutical taste to it. Our son's 12 years old. He's been drinking it since he was 4. That's our youngest. My grandson's also 12 years old. They got the same name, go figure. And that's all they drink. But he's never missed a day of school. Because a lot of people get sick from a vitamin or nutrient deficiency, especially those of us who live in the Midwest. Because unlike Florida, we don't get a lot of sun. And vitamin D comes from the sun. And because of pigmentation, we don't absorb a lot of the sun either. So that's the cool thing. But 1 tablespoon per day gives you 72 minerals, 10 vitamins, 22 phytonutrients, amino acids, 13 whole foods, which are fruits and vegetables. And because it's liquid, you get 98% absorption into the body, unlike a capsule or a pill or a gelatin, which you sometimes get 25 to 40% because it can pass through the body before it gets into the body. But it's a great product. Within 20 minutes, people can feel a difference there. And our products have 100% money back guarantee. That's the best you can do. Now, when I talk to people, and when I talk to a lot of people that are really deep into food science, they'll find anything in a product they're going to find that give you a reason that you shouldn't take it. Okay. But everything you eat, potato chips, candy, you could say that about everything. You go in Whole Foods, people go there because they want to be healthier. but everything's not the same. Everything's not for everybody. So it's about preference and what your goals are for that. But it's a great product, and the product is a natural a liquid vitamin product. Now, we also have the Delgada. The Delgada is our slimming coffee. Delgada in Latin means slimming. It can promote healthy weight loss, help you with gut issues, reduce inflammation. It's made by the green coffee bean extract, but it's infused with the Ganoderma. Ganoderma is also called the reishi mushroom. It grows in the Asian Pacific, and in that part of the world, they use this for healing, whether they make teas, they put it in their foods. It's a great product. To me, it makes it taste better because Starbucks is a little strong for me. That's why I put a lot of sweeteners in it or just get a latte or other things where I get a shot of caramel or this or that. This is very, very smooth. As a matter of fact, this is the instant coffee. Instead of using water, we use that first brew tea I showed you because that first package, there's 2 tea bags in it that makes a full gallon. You drink 2.5 glasses a day of that tea. But this product, we use the tea as the water base, and it tastes incredible and it works. So we really love this product. Now, we also have products for energy that gives you a natural form of energy. There's no crashing. It helps you with mental focus. We call it the NRG. We also have the emu oil, a natural emu oil from the emu bird in Australia. That's really good for some people. My mother used to have arthritic pain in her back when she was alive, and she only listened to doctors. She didn't want to go anyplace else. And I know my holistic people on the line know people that if a doctor didn't prescribe it, they don't want to take it. Well, we're going to leave that part alone, okay? Because they mean well. Most doctors want you to be healthier. However, they have a job to do, and American Medical Association doesn't want you going holistic. They want you to buy their drugs, okay? Got it. So we rubbed the emu oil on her back. Pain was gone for 20 minutes. She suffered for years because she didn't want anything outside of what the doctor told her. So she was living a life on Tylenol and ibuprofen and things like that. And it went away. And she looked at me, she said, man, all of my friends are old. Something's wrong with all of them. I can help you sell this. And she did. Okay. So the emu oil is really good. It's also good for eczema as well. We have products to help balance out women's hormones and hot flashes, things of that late nature when it's that time for women. We have products for hair, skin, and nails, and a full line of essential oils as well. But I use, when I got diagnosed with cancer, I use chaga. The chaga grows in very cold climates. We get ours from Siberia. It grows on the side of a tree. It does not grow out of the ground. I always tell people those trees live to be 20,000 years old. I don't know if it has anything to do with it. Probably, who knows? But they're in good company. This product does a lot of amazing things. I encourage people. It comes in a vegetable capsule, but I encourage people if they are diagnosed with something, they either Google chaga and Ganoderma or chaga. Excuse me, the diagnosis with chaga or the diagnosis with Ganoderma, and just go from there. I discovered chaga when a Ganoderma when a young lady in the company who was new, she said she had sarcoidosis, but she wasn't as big as I was. So I asked her, what should she do? So I made over $1 million and didn't even understood what we had at the time. So I got on the product and it helped me get off a lot of things. I am on no prescription drugs at all, nothing. And I've been off of them for many, many years. So it does a lot of really cool things with the body. Again, we do not make medical claims. We let people, your own body, but we allow so many people I know have tried natural products and they go back to the doctor. And the doctor tells them, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And they can cut that medication down. In many cases, they can take a person off because everybody seeks the same thing, the quality of life. And there's people we know and we love in our family. We want them to be here as well. Now, in respect for all the other medical folks on the line who are holistic, there's a lot of other things you can do. These are the products we have. And the cool thing about it is that we make money from it. Okay. Now, if a person wants some financial independence or financial relief, that's totally up to them. But my focus today is to help Mo build an all-star team. Because the cool thing about this is that when we build those, everything I do is relationship-based. I don't do base business with anybody I don't have a relationship with, period. I've sold gas, electricity in my own company. And the CEO, I had to know his whole family before I signed a contract with them. And they had to pay me to market their stuff. They were a multi-billion-dollar company. So everything I do, because when it's relationship driven, there's so much other gifts and things that we have that we can share, that we can do things with. But it starts with being with likability, which builds trust over time, right? And then we think bigger on how we play. This is just a catalyst and a foundational thing. So if somebody wants to be in real estate, this can be the foundation for them as far as revenue. They want to get past student loans or pay for their kids or kids in the community to go to college. They can do that. We have a trunk party with our Secretary of State every year. He just retired. He served as Secretary of State for 24 years, the longest active Secretary of State in this nation. And every year, with his foundation, we've had trunk parties, and we get all the supplies, whether it be computers and sheets and toothpaste and everything a kid needs to be in college. And tell the parents, you get them in there, we give them what they need to be there. And we've been doing that, and we serve like 500 to 700 kids every single year. But we couldn't have done it without this company, to be able to travel the world and make an impact and take people with us, or to have the 7 charities that we serve, and every year try to give our life to try to help people become better. Because I was homeless in a car. I grew up in a very poor neighborhood. My mother raised 4 kids working in a grocery store. It was all work. I never got a B in school. My wife's a double scientist. I was a D average student, but I trained professors and corporate CEOs, and I have programs I charge $250,000 for. So, okay, great. We found another way to do it. But the bottom line is that this vehicle for the last 30 years has been my foundation. It allowed me to retire from my full-time corporate job January 13th of 1995. It's the last day I've ever worked. My wife and I have been knowing each other for 23 years. When we decided to get married, she was a double scientist and a physicist and a geospatial analyst for Homeland Security and FEMA. She worked with nuclear power plants. She retired at the age of 35. She's 43 now. Okay, so the bottom line is that whatever a person wants, if it's revenue generated or they want to get their time back, this is a vehicle we can show you how to do it. But we're building a team around Mo because he loves, cares, and respects you all. He told me a lot about some of you all, and he's here with a mission, man, to help people create the success they want in their life. And he felt like this is a vehicle for you. So he and his wife are now looking for their initial board. The people that we're going to work with directly, everybody's going to have access to me 24/7. And don't worry about the fee. I don't charge it, okay? Because my goal is to help you, because once we start accumulating and creating that success, there'll be things we can do, and we're all in. Okay, it's simple. Okay, so when a person gets started, you get a 1099, so you're in business for yourself. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Let me clarify that. You are to do this 5, 10, 15 hours a week. I don't want anybody going to 16th hour, not until you're financially independent or you're close to 6 figures and you say, okay, James, I'm going to get it now. Okay, I got it from here. Okay, because we want to make sure it's like learning how to play golf. If you learn how to play golf without a golf instructor involved in that process, if you pick up some bad habits, you'll never get rid of them. That's why you always want to have the right training from somebody who does this. It's like if I wanted to be in your field, in real estate, whatever it is, it would be better for me to listen to you if you have success than me to figure it out all by myself when it's already figured out. So you get a 1099, so you have some very deliberate tax advantages because you have a business out of your kitchen table. Oh, we did launch a AI product too. We'll come back to that. We get paid 5 ways. The first way is retail. The company gives you a website, and you can market your products to 114 countries. I've had people in South Africa that were making $5,000 to $7,000 a week. Their village was making $450 a month. And they retired. They're out there doing some nonprofit work. They made a lot of money, stacked it up, and they sent their business and willed it to somebody else to an estate to give it away to people who come after them. They're not even actively doing it because they made enough money to put away and made other investments. So retail sales, you can get a customer, they go on your link and they order. The company ships on your behalf. You get an email saying that they purchased it, and the money appears in your bank account. We also want to have a small inventory of product. Why? Because number one, you're in business and you want to be a product of the product. It's easy to recommend something you believe in. Now, every product that we offer is not for you. Like everything in the pharmaceutical is not for you. Everything in the fruit stands is not for you. If you got, if your blood is too thin, you can't eat dark greens. Okay, got it. Okay. But that tea is for everybody. The Nutra is for everybody. The chaga and Delgada is for everybody. The coffee is something everybody can get around if they like these things. So you want to have some product and be a product of the product. You want to have a testimonial. You want to see how, because you can share something with you. You don't need to sell it, share it. No different if you went to a movie and you saw a good movie, you would tell people about the good movie and they say, I'm going to check it out too. And if I go get the movie, go see that movie, wouldn't it be nice if all the people you ever told about a movie you like, if every time they went to the movies theater on your recommendation, if the theater owner called you up and gave you a commission check? What about a good restaurant? What about if that restaurateur would call you up and say, thanks for sending us Mo and his family. They ate about $300 worth of food. I'm going to send you a little commission. Thank you. And every time he comes back, you're going to get paid again. That's pretty cool, but it's not going to happen. It happens here. Okay. So you want to have some inventory of product, and you want to use the product, and you want to sample some product, because the product is your salesperson, especially you're a busy professional. The next way we get paid is called the fast start bonus. You create leverage by building a team. It's just like if you want to have a real estate business, it's better to have a lot of agents, okay? Because now you can leverage that. That's how you get your time back, and that's how you accumulate wealth. I teach there's 4 stages of getting wealth. The biggest one is imagination. The smallest one is when you're doing everything on a one-on-one basis, all about you, because you're operating linear. So fast start means you can introduce people in 14 countries if they want to get started. And we're going to do all the training. We're going to do the presentations. You don't have to do that. You just get them on the line, and we do presentations 3 days a week. And this is a private one that you can do. And if they want to get started, they have their own business. Then we work with them in your behalf, because you don't know how to work with them, right? You're busy. I'm assuming you're busy because you're all professional. So we get that done for you, okay? You're going to get a bonus for every person that you introduce, and there's no limit to the amount of people you introduce. Then we have our residual income. Our binary residual income tree, you can earn up to $20,000 a week. And they just put some new positions in, since I was at the top and they thought we were getting lazy. So now you can earn up to $30,000 a week, but that's okay. Now we got people who do it in a year, 2 years. Some people take 5 years. Some people never get it done. But 25 people have done it since I've been in the company. I believe another 25 can do it in the next 2 years. Okay, but passive income, even when you stop, the checks keeps coming. I took off when I started my TV network. I took off all of 2020. All of 2020 and part of 2021. And I took off another 6 months. I worked for 6 months, took another 6 off, and then another 6, and came back again and started doing it again. And I keep doing it because I'm so thankful for the company, because I've been in the industry 30 years, but nobody's ever paid me a 7-figure passive residual income, even when I wasn't doing anything. But I was diagnosed with cancer and all that stuff. Those checks kept coming. They gave me security because I didn't expect to get sick. Just like nobody expects to have a car accident. We don't expect anything, but that's why things happen, because they just happen. Okay. Now, I always tell people, look, whether you make it 100,000 a year residual or 50,000, if we can help the average family, maybe nobody on this line, but let's just say the average person in your family, if they got an extra $2,000 a month, it would change their life. That's the difference between renting and owning, paying student loans, upgrading your health insurance, getting more life insurance, investing in your retirement, getting your own pension plans, or your great URL insurance plans, the great vacations you can take with an extra $20,000 a year. Can the kids go to Disney on that? Can you go to your charity or church? Can somebody has a cause and you want to help somebody? Can you have extra money? Bill Walsh, he makes over $1 million in a week. So why did he do it? Because he understands the principles of making money. And that's why he's flying around today in corporate jets 4 days a week, because he can. It's just a matter of preference. But everybody doesn't want to get wealthy. That's okay. But I do believe this, that your success is somebody else's miracle. Because for me, the true wealthiness was never the money. It was always the relationships. I've made almost $30 million in this industry. I've made over $100 million working with people that I met. Okay, that's what it's all about. And then there's the matching bonus. The thing I love about the matching bonus, there's no ceiling. Residual income caps at $20,000 a week. The matching bonus, there's no cap. This means we got people do 6 figures a week over here. My biggest week was like 80 grand. Okay, and I wasn't even working hard, but I knew what I was doing. So the matching bonus is really cool, because the more money you help other people make, the more money you make. Now, here's the cool thing. See, you're working with Mo, and let's say Mo makes $20,000 a week. You can pass him up and make more than him. It's a level playing field. You can dust them. But if you do that, you secure them at the same time. So you introduce people who are better than you, have better time than you, a better network than you, and more open and susceptible to doing this than you. I always go to people who deserve it, not people who need it. Not people who need it. Because I don't believe broke is a pocketbook or a bank account. It's a state of mind. You can't really fix that. You can only get them in an environment so they can choose to fix it. And then we have a lifestyle bonus as well. When a person gets involved in this ground floor team, okay, there's several ways you get started. And the first way is $59 that gets you your website. It gets you your kit. It's going to have some training material. A lot of trainings in the website. You're going to get a training purple book in the mail. You're going to get 3 packs of the brewed tea that sell for $25 each. So you recoup that. You must invest in at least one product. That product needs to be at least $55 to $64 to make you qualified. That would give you 40 points. Okay. And you have your business. Now, some people start at the 25X pack. That is 25 packages of that brewed tea. The first one that I said was all natural. Okay. For $225, those packages last a week each, and we sell them for $25 to $30 per package. So it's very profitable, and the $59 fee is waived. Most people start at the bestseller bundle, and that's $449.95. That's going to give you a variety of all of your teas, your coffees, your NRG for energy. It's going to give you your chaga. It's going to give you your brewed tea as well, and your Nutra. So you get some of all the different products as a variety, so you can sample out and have for that. But you save a couple of $100 by doing it, and the $59 is waived. People like Mo started the professional pack because they have a huge database, they're going to move it. If somebody has an outlet like a store or a church or a high traffic area where they got people, like one lady we have has a crystal shop. She sells $20,000 a week in crystals online. And she has 3 physical stores, 3 brick and mortars. So she put her product in there and she got, what'd she get? $1,200 worth of product. She ran out of it within the first couple of weeks, sharing it with people. And then she just ordered another $1,200 for the product. She's been here less than a month. Okay. So it depends. You pick where that is. But the key to this is the training. We're going to teach you step by step, word for word, how to build it. We have conference calls every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. If you miss them, they're recorded for you. We do, this is called a private launch party, a private launch business. We'll do that with you as well. We talk to people until you don't have to try to explain it. If you're busy and you're professional and you're successful, you don't have a lot of time. So we teach you how we're going to help you leverage that time, because busy people get things done. When you have a business, you can build this from your credibility, not your back, not off your clock. And that's the key, is to have a quality of life. I remember when I was in ACN in the 90s, I was making 30 to 40,000 a month. I was working 8 hours a week. But I worked my butt off for 2 years to get it there. I worked my butt off here 1.5 years to get to the point I could coast for another 9, with that. So you got to do the work somewhere in there, but it depends on what it is that you really, really want to do. Okay. So as I close this out, as we're building out this team, Mo is looking for different types of people. I'm gonna leave that there. Because there's 3 types of people normally that kind of look at this. And one person says, James, I like it, but not really for me. And it's not for everybody. It's not, man. Nothing's for everybody. We get that. I want to thank you for listening, but I want you to thank Mo, because we made our decision on where we're going to go. And Mo knows me. He knows how I operate. He was introduced by another gentleman who I introduced initially. So we didn't even know each other. We met through another relationship. But I'm going to help Mo, and we're going to achieve some big dreams, some big goals, and we're going to move from here and play some other places as well. Because once you have the database, it doesn't matter where you go. Making money and creating wealth or creating a lifestyle, to me, it's like baking a cake. Once you learn how to bake a cake, it doesn't matter what kitchen you're in. The foundational principles just work. So we got some big things that we're going to do through this and through the TV network. We invite you all to join us with that. And but become a customer. Support him in this quest, man, because we're going to be helping a lot of people through our nonprofits. We have a passion for children, veterans, seniors, and entrepreneurs to give people an opportunity so they can take their dreams and they can fly. Okay. So become a customer. At least try it. You'll love the product. If you say, oh, this didn't work for me at all, send it back, they give your money back. But don't do it for that reason. Okay. Because they'll take his commission back too. Okay. The second person says, James, I have questions, and you should, because look, I'm not going to be able to show you all the dynamics of something like this in a short call. It's impossible. We do have training on Sunday. We have training on Wednesday. Mo knows how to contact me. He can get me on the line with anybody else who wants to have a direct conversation. If you have questions, if you have an interest in doing the business and you have a question, I want you to make sure you include a question. If you don't have an interest, you want to know about the product, we'll do that. But the question that nobody asks is how do I get this to work for me? When I was in ACN, they take us on these trips, and every year we would go on these exotic trips. And we went to Greece. I took my mom with me that time. There was about 125 of us, 126 of us there. And George Zalicki was a dean of University of Florida, and he was a what they call a network marketing professional. I was at the top of ACN, and we were in Europe when I met him. He had another partner named Art Neapolitano. They got in ACN together, and we were on the plane, and he said to me, he said, James, he said, most people don't know the right question to ask. And I said, you're right. And you know what? I didn't know the right question to ask, but I was too embarrassed to ask it. So I said, you're right. It took me 10 years to find out the right question. And I watched he and Art make 400,000 plus a month for 20 years. He and his wife, Linda, they live on a boat. And he's awesome, and he's a professional speaker, global. He's built teams all throughout Europe, dominated it. He just knew how to do this thing. And it took me, and so the right question to ask is that, how do I get it to work for me? Because I could talk about the products and you can enjoy them, that's great. But if you're not making money, you'll stay with the product, but you're going to do something else. And if you're here, we're going to show you how to create the success, because the base of people you meet and that as you build a team, they're going to get people that you don't know that you'll be able to serve them in what you're doing now. So you exponentially drive your base. Okay. So we'll answer the questions. And the third person says, look, I want to be part of Mo's ground floor team. I want to be there with he and his wife, like his wife even better. But I want to get in there on the ground floor. I want to be one of the key people that override everything that's about to happen, because we've got one of my friends is about to join, and he's going to join. He'll be falling underneath that team. He has over 200 million views on YouTube and 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube. He's one of the top, most solid speakers in the world. I actually got him nominated. He was knighted. So now his name is Sir James Dixon, Absolute Motivation. And you'll see him as well. And a matter of fact, if I don't mind, I'm going to show you one last thing, because letting you know how we kind of play and how you take a vehicle and you diversify it. And you're able to expand and get innovative. This is our TV network, JD3 TV. My wife and I, we invested millions of dollars to create this network. We own it 100%. We allowed about $200,000 with the investors to come in who were friends who wanted to play and part of it. And we built this out to help speakers build their brands, to help professionals celebritize, to help real estate agents create a celebrity presence instead of just a presence of being good. Because if you know, we have podcasts, we have TV shows, we have sports shows, as Edgerrin James. You're in Florida, you may know him. He was running back from Florida, played with Indianapolis Colts, Hall of Famer. A variety of shows that we have. We're launching our combat thing with pugilist fighting next week with our military. We have military programs. We're launching a social impact channel for nonprofits. We're launching another channel for the youth called Young Stars as well. And we even have a masterclass to teach people how to grow. Oops, that's the store. To teach people how to grow their business. Starting next week, all of my training is going to be in this program. So people are going to be trained. We have documentaries. We do documentaries. We're looking for people who want to document. So as we play together on many levels, and everybody can get fed, but you have a support base that's going to be there for you, with you, to expand your territory, expand your reach. And we have some really wonderful people that built into helping each other. We built this, the basketball league, the tech business, everything we built because of this company, TLC. And I just want to share that with you, because not for the network, but see what's possible, and whatever it is you want to do, it can possibly be a catalyst or be a revenue stream, because a lot of companies fail because they're not capitalized properly. And nobody says they got enough capital. We got people worth $50 million that went broke. Okay, so having said that, I'll turn it back over to Mo. If you have any questions for me, you can feel free to ask them now. If you want to go deep and personal, we can set something up and we can chat maybe tomorrow or even later today. So Mo, I turn it back over to you. But if this makes sense, we're looking for the ambassadors and see who wants to be those first. Now, in a binary, understand you got a person here, a person here. Everybody else falls underneath them. And then we put people underneath them. Their points count for everybody, but you can pass somebody else up. But it's better for you to be closer if you have intentions on want to learn how to do this. It's just about positioning and timing. So, Mo, I turn it back over to you, sir. And
Thank you, Dr. Dentley. I got a question for you, and I know a lot of people are I probably wanted to ask the same question because this is a phenomenal product. I mean, like as I stated, I've been on it for a while. But how do we, as professionals, even in the funding industry, because most of them are in the funding industry, how do we incorporate this? What's the best way to incorporate this and be able to scale this business while we're working in our funding section?
Perfect. If a person's in the funding business, that means you have a reputation. People know that you're into helping people get money, which means you have to know money. Money goes where it's invited, it stays where it's welcome. Two sides of this. Number one, how many of you all know an organization? Doesn't have to be a person. How many people know a church or organization, profit or nonprofit, that always want to make more revenue? That would be a yes, right?
That's
All right. We introduce it to
Yep.
them. We share with them, and you override it because we got to train them because you can't. We want you to stay where you're staying. Number one. Number two, how many of y'all have family members that they're really sharp, they have potential, but everybody can't do and doesn't want to do what you do? How many people agree that's true?
yes.
How many people know
Yep.
somebody wants to make some extra money to pay their way through college, but don't want to disrupt their studies by getting another job, or a saddle with student loans that they have or their children have, and they're not even in their field? How many people know people with student loans didn't work in their field but still had to pay it back?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
How many people understand that as a professional, you have credibility? So and you don't sell somebody on something, you ask them to take a look. Because a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. I don't convince anybody to do anything. I make money in their face and they don't follow me. And I don't tease them about it. I'm so polite, so humble. I'm always going to be supportive of my friends, but I'm going to do it because nobody else pays my bills. Number two. Now, here's the other thing. As you elevate people, I had to go get funding. I put over almost $2 million of my own money in my network alone. Now, I went to secure funding and I got the funding set up. I just don't have to use it right now, but I need to know it's there. We are building, if you mind if I talk about, in the royal order, as me being a knight, I am a knight of the Royal House of Cappadocia, Constantine the Great in St. Helen. Now I'm going somewhere with this. We right now are doing a raise now for $40 million. We're building a nation in Belize. We already have the land. Okay, it's up the mountains are the Mayans. We're building our own embassy. We already have United Nations on board with it. We're now building out the citizenship, and the citizenship would be knights and dames of the royal order, but we also have what is called the monarchical chapter. Now, the monarchical chapter means people get a chance to work with the royal order. Now, in the royal order, we've got people like, let's say, Alex Stern, who was the founder of Constant Contact. Okay, they sold that for north of $1 billion. Tommy Salucci's raised billions of dollars. He's been with 5 White House administrations. Okay, he's there. We've got Anton Chevalier. I mentioned him already to you. Let me see my royal order. Okay, I mentioned him already to you. And in the monarchical chapter, we're building this out. Now, we work with a lot of people. I've got a lady right now, she's getting $7 million in funding for grant money, and she runs a nonprofit. She has a $100,000 deal with Amazon. Every quarter, they give her $100,000 worth of clothing for kids from 5 to 17, furniture, treadmills, you name it, pots, pans. If it goes back, they give it to her. And every quarter, she has a store, and she gives this away. This is our former Secretary of State, Jesse White. This is the Honorable Prince Raphael. This is when Jesse was knighted in Chicago. Okay. That's myself and my wife. This is one of our ceremonies, one of our knighting investitures. I'm saying this because in here we have nothing but business people. There's a big one right now in Dubai building a casino. Now they're bringing to some of us. We can get an apartment in Dubai. It's going to be the most elaborate, most luxurious casino, even better than Macau, which is in China. And I've been there. It's going to be out of sight. We are now buying apartments, and people are looking for funding to get those apartments now as an investment. Because if the casino is not ready to go into for 2 years, the property's worth more now than it was 6 weeks ago when we invested in it. Okay. These are checks I gave out to some of the nonprofits in our investiture, and one of those as well. Okay. So my point being that in the monarchical chapter, we got people looking for funding. They want to build homes on oceanfront property in Belize. They're going to all have dual citizenship. You know what that's worth to people? You know, we've got John Sartoris in Dubai. It's a 90,000 square foot facility in Dubai. He's a knight. I nominated him. He was knighted. Now he's the Baron in the royal order. There's only 3 barons here, and 2 of them are there because I nominated them and got them there. And about 15 people have been knighted for the same reason. So I showed you this to show in our network, we have plenty of people who need funding. We also are launching something called the 3XE Chicago, and then we're going to do the 3XE Florida, 3XE California, 3XE Atlanta. That stands for Executive Exclusive Experiences. Exclusive Executive Experiences. In the 3XE, we have luncheons where, let me go back, because this is going to show you that, see, your base, the thing, a lot of people call me because the base they look for, I already got it. Because I have great relationships, because I do things the right way. Okay, what is this one? What is it? Executives Club. Exec. Good. Oh, there you go. All right. It's going to be like the Executives Club. This club's been around since 1929. One of the former VPs is a friend of mine and a partner. And we're going to service and cater to C-suite executives, high-level entrepreneurs, professional athletes. I know a ton of them. I used to own sports teams, and a lot of people in NBA and NFL. I coach NFL players how to speak and become better communicators, and entertainers as well. Okay, so, and I used to finance a lot of concerts, so I know those things. So if I look at the Executives Club, they have a luncheon. We're doing the exact same thing, but we're going to be more diversified because the biggest problem they have is they lack the diversity. So we're going to diversify with gender, with race. We're going to diversify with talent, with demographics, wherever you are, and bring you in. And we have ways to offer more benefits and experiences than everybody else, because we can touch people that most people cannot touch. I got people going to Italy next year. We're going to have a luncheon with Mr. Bugatti, Mr. Lamborghini. They'll be up in the Vatican taking photos, places you can't go. I'm ambassador for a watch company called Kiefer Watches. Okay, and I'm the U.S. ambassador for that watch company, the only company that's already licensed to have the Vatican's logo on their watches. Nobody else has this stuff. Okay, but if you look at this, I mean, everybody's been Michelle Obama to Reagan, everybody's been here. So we're doing something similar where we're bringing C-suite executives. The CEO, former co-founder of Priceline.com is a good friend of mine. He's on my board. He's going to be speaking at my Limitless event that's coming up on the 12th and the 19th. And you're invited to come check that out. But we have the network. That's my point. And people need funding, and people need to know how to get funding, because most people, their credit is not structured for them to be able to get it yet. Okay. So you are in a perfect situation. Then I work with a lot of people in the real estate factor. And in real estate, man, everybody needs funding in that. So we've got, I was just at an event called the Remarkable Expo 3 days ago. No, last week. My wife and I, we spoke there. It's all about real estate. And with real estate, a big thing, of course, is solar. You guys know that. Everybody looking for funding. See, but the key thing, if you're in there, see, if somebody asks me to do something, they want me to stop this and distract me and do that. And if it fits, I can do it. If it doesn't fit, I can't. If we're working together, it always fits, because it's a part of a natural conversation and progression. We're successful because we help people create success. It's just that simple. Money goes where it's invited, it stays where it's welcome. Money loves me because I want everybody to have it. Because the more money I help people get, the less interest they have in borrowing mine all the time and never paying it back. So if you're funding, no problem. Everybody, and you guys know one thing to be a fact, everybody's out here trying to sell money. Everybody at a high interest rate, and people need it, and they don't know how to get it. Some people, the biggest problem they have, they want to apply for it because they already count themselves out. But you can help solve those things. And then it's deal flow. See, you can be a funder, but then how about helping somebody fund a project? But if you can solve their pain points, then you take 5 or 10% of their company. It's another level. I own percentages of about 9 companies. I got a buddy in Florida owns a percentage of 120 companies.
So what Dr. Dentley is basically saying is that the network is already pre-made, been pre-built. And, we talk about this all the time, but your network determines your net worth. And this is an opportunity you know, when I brought it, I was a little hesitant at first because I didn't want to confuse the people. But when I thought about it, this is a product that has helped me out tremendously. When I say tremendously, I mean tremendously. Helped my wife out tremendously. My whole household is on it. My parents is on it, because the product actually does work. So I wanted to share this with you for that reason, and to also to say, here, here's another way to earn income. We talk about the G2 Global Network. The network is designed to bring opportunity and a structure to you where you can benefit from the network. Okay, and that's the purpose of G2 Global Network. So, based on what Dr. Dentley said today, I'm looking for some of you all to partner up with me. Listen, we always talk about this all the time. We got the best team out there. Let's continue to keep expanding. And here's another way to do that. I'm looking for people to partner up with me under the business package. Now, if you get in, I want you to come in under the business package, which is the $4.99 package. And the reason why is because I want you to have product like what you see right behind me. You have enough to share with. You have enough to get on the product, and not only get on it, but you have enough to share with people that don't know. I ran into a lady right on the walking trail the other day. I sent you the video, Dr. Dentley, where I actually met a lady 2 days prior, and I introduced her to the tea, and she drank it right then and there, and and she said, "Whoa, this is delicious." And that's why I said I was going to get mad at Dr. Dentley and tell him I had a complaint, because I didn't know it was that good, honestly. I didn't know it was that good. My 10-year-old, she's loving it. And I had to keep reminding her, listen, this is detox. This is just not regular juice. And that's just how delicious it is. And it works. When I tell you it works, I mean, I felt so much lighter, so much energy, the whole 9 yards. So I just wanted to bring this to you all, let you guys take a look at this. How many of you all right now are in the mindset of even expanding and maybe connecting to the health and wellness as well? With Dr. Dentley. Is anybody interested in being part of this team? All right, Jill says she's interested.
Yep.
Okay, there's one.
There you go.
Is there anybody else that's interested in being part of the team? Because some of you all are looking for even more opportunity. It might be a good a fit for you. Okay, especially you all that's in the health and wellness, that's exercising, and people that want to lose weight. If you want to lose weight now, be a customer. If you don't want to be on the team, be a customer and try the product. You'll be amazed at the number of people who don't detox. Clean out your gut and watch how much better you feel. Watch your weight start to decrease. Watch your blood pressure start lowering. Things of that nature. So try the product, or even or join the team. Okay, one of the two. Okay. All right. Damon says he's interested. Anybody else interested? All right. I put my link right here in the chat. You all see the link? The first link is to join the team. If you click on that, all you have to do is join the team. Trey Shonda said she's I like to try. She like to try the product. She's interested. Okay, great. The first link is to join the team. The second link I put there is to try the product. To try the product. Okay. Dr. Dentley, question for you. I remember back in the good old days, it used to be, and I don't know if it's the same thing. Are we still able to do, if they don't like the product, they can return it?
Yeah, but if they're going to join the business, I'd rather them really want to join the business and not even do it. If they want to just try it out, just try the product. Yeah, you can return the product.
If you don't like it, that's just how, I wanted to bring that up. If you try the product, if you don't like it, you can send the product back and, and get your money back.
And I'll say this too, what I do, like I got a friend of mine in New York. We never worked together, but we've been in the same companies, always timing. And he got on the call last week. So I'm sending him some samples of it because I don't want to get into sending it and put it back and all that stuff. It's not that serious.
Okay.
I would, yeah, try it. You want to do it, let's do it. If you don't want to do it, then we don't have to, and it's okay. But if you want to try to support you to become a customer, you're going to like it. Let's do it. I would just want to say that Mo, any person that decides they want to get started, I want to get involved right away as soon as they do it. I want to make sure it's set up right. We want to make sure we got a good, strong game plan for them, and they know I'm here to support them and start building that relationship. If you do it, I don't want you doing it by yourself because if you do it by yourself, you're not gonna do it long.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not why we're here. Okay, so anybody who does it and crosses that threshold, immediately I want to talk to me within 24 hours, based on your schedule. No longer than 48. We make it happen and let's have some communication. Okay, and then you would be like Mo and talking to me about all the other stuff you want to do too. I want Mo to make so much money when he writes a check. I want the bank to bounce.
Man, thank you. I received that.
Let's do it.
I received it. So, okay, you all, thank you all for showing up on the call and taking time out of your busy schedule this Saturday. My links are right here in the group. Go ahead, click on the link and go ahead and get started. Once again, see you guys at the top. Take it easy.
Mo, I don't see the link.
Say it what?
I don't see the link for the.
It's right in the chat.
Hold.
Yep.
Oh, it's in the chat. If you go to hold it for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead. What you guys think about the call?